Good evening and welcome to We Are the South Stand. After a very frustrating night, 3-2 to Real Madrid at the Etihad. Apologies for the late start, by the way. Internet issues at home. The internet literally went down at full time. Had to make the thumbnail and everything else. Deflated, that is how I feel. I might be joined by some guests. I might not. I don't know. I've sent the link out to a few people. I know Patrick was waiting out the back. But it's me and you. We're going to go through this together. We're going to go through the comments, get everyone's opinion. I haven't even had a chance to think after the game. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try and be positive. There were a lot of positives to take from that game, 100%. But once again, the game ends with me struggling to be positive because of frustrations. Because we were good in that game at points. We were good in that game. At points, I almost felt like we were getting back to old City. So, yeah, get your comments in. I'm going to try and star them and follow them. Yeah, look, Edison for the second goal. 100%. There was no need whatsoever for him to. It's like he wanted to go for a third. He was trying to go long quickly, shocking ball. And then Rico for the final one. Rico, that last one, Rico, man. What are you waiting for? Just put your fucking boot through the ball. Just clear the fucking ball, man. And do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I know Rico got cooked a few times down the left-hand side or his right-hand side. But he actually, at times, was all right. He was all right. I don't even know if I want to... Do you know what? I probably have to assess it. Do we blame Pep? I don't know if we do blame Pep, to be honest with you. Yeah, put your head in, get a foul. Bro, he didn't have to put... The ball was in the end of his fucking foot, bro. He was just weak. Rico Lewis. Sorry. Rico Lewis. I'm going to keep calling him that. I don't think it is on Pep, this one. I don't. I'm going to get my composure. You lot are going to have to help me get my composure, and then we can talk on it. But right now, I'm just... Do you know what? At 1-0, I was happy, ecstatic. The way the game started... yeah, I hear this. Not effective subs. Yeah, maybe. De Bruyne had to... Right, hold on. So, Pep at fault for bringing on Gundo and Cover. They're done at this level. So who should he have brought on? Who should he... Because, right, let's get it right. Gundogan had to come... Sorry, Kevin De Bruyne had to come off. By the way, I think Kevin De Bruyne wasn't even that good when he was on the pitch. But Kevin De Bruyne had to come off. He was tired. So, who are we bringing on for Kevin De Bruyne? Shout out to Dr. Footy, PhD in hateology. Sorry, Rico Lewis, uncomfortable conversation, Daps. Yeah, 100%. Yes, Scottish. Yeah, you're right. Should have brought on. Yeah, spot on. Should have brought on Nico. So you're right on that. Should have brought on Nico. Shouldn't have brought on. I'm not even going to say Cover because I don't think I'd say Gundo. Shouldn't have brought on Gundo. Kovacic, when Kovacic came on, Kovacic was okay when he came on. Unless someone can tell me what bringing on Doku for what? No. I understand, but don't watch the second leg. I'm going to the second leg. That's what I mean. Going 1-0, going 2-1. Do you know what? Even going 2-2, I was happy with. Going 3-2 down to the Bernabeu is a long day. I need to see what flick you're talking about, Ty. I can't remember the flick, to be honest with you. We needed energy in the last 30 minutes. Right. Can I just get one thing clear? Kovacic has been providing us with energy this season, okay? Kovacic has been. When Kovacic has been playing, Gundogan, I completely hear. But Kovacic, and again, Kovacic is awful. Kovacic has been one of our better players this season. Let me just be clear on that. Kovacic has been one of our better players this season, yeah? And there were some moments in the second half when he did come on that he actually put in some good tackles. Gundogan, I'm hearing right now. Kovacic, I can understand why he brought Kovacic on. I can. I hear the Nico thing. I think personally, probably should have brought on Nico and Kovacic. Akanji first half, yeah, 100%. I don't think. Yeah, see, I don't think Kovacic did anything wrong. I don't know. I could be reading the game wrong. Maybe I'll go back and watch it. But I think when Kovacic came on, Kovacic put in some good tackles. So I don't really get the Kovacic hate. I don't know if this is yeah. I don't know if people have got an agenda against Kova a little bit, you know, because if I'm being honest, Kovacic this season has been one of our better players, right? So all this, when we signed Kovacic, I knew it was our downfall. Kovacic has not been that bad. Now, Kovacic is slow. I understand that. But Kovacic, I repeat, has been one of our better players this season, right? Now, this I hear. Can people tell me, what did you see De Bruyne do today? Because Patrick's here. Great. When he's back here, I'll see. Yeah, no, but I hear you, Philemon. Kovacic has been better because we've been terrible. I agree with you. But if we've been terrible, to single out Kovacic when he's been one of our better players is mad, right? You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just
I can't hear you at all. Hold on, it's me. It's on me. It's me. I've got the volume down. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I'd turn my volume down. What are you saying, bro? Talk to me.
Look, at the end of the day, I was already negative going into this game, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I was positive. I was just saying we'll be lucky. We will be lucky if they don't beat us by much. I was shocked that even this Madrid side doesn't seem to be the Madrid side we used to play back in the days.
Yeah.
What we've done this season is gifted teams wins. Basically, we gifted PSG a W. We gifted Sporting a W. Even especially in the Champions League, we've gifted teams all the wins after we've scored. We can't control the game, but also, I don't know if it was only me screaming that, why don't you just bring Kusanov? I know he's new. Just put him as a right back. Just leave it. We are winning. There's no point of being special. Just leave it. Yes, I know that Akanji is injured. Just put Kusanov. Just let him be a defender. Let him stay out there. If he gets skinned, at least there's a defender. Because I said it to, I was watching the film. I was like, Lewis getting into this game, Madrid will have chances, but I don't think it's good for. They're going to start targeting him. And
do you know what? And they did. But you know what? Where I agree with you. One thing we said before the game, right? Where when the lineup came out, 5 centre backs. Obviously, we all knew Stones was going to invert and kind of do the DM role, right?
Which he impressed very well.
Very good. Stones was mint. Stones go. When Stones dropped back into defence, we lost it in midfield. So I really need to. But Kusanov is a centre back, right, with pace.
Yeah.
Right. First half, we had Akanji as a centre back playing right back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Akanji has to come off. By the way, was he injured?
I think it's just like a precaution, but I think he's injured, but they're just bringing him out. But yeah, you're right. Keep going.
Right. But ultimately, if we're playing with Akanji as right back, who is a centre back, right, then quite simply, just bring on Kusanov.
I don't get that. I know that's why I knew it. I was like, this is not the time, Pep. I know what you're looking for, but this is not the time. This is not the time. Just put Kusanov, and you know what? Tell Kusanov to just be violent as he is. Just
and pace. Yeah. I hear it on that. Sorry, we've got people, all the Blues in here. We've got an Arsenal fan in here calling us a lot bottle jobs. Now, first and foremost, losing to Real Madrid. Yeah, it's never really a bottle job. However, what are you winning this season? Anyway, thanks for getting involved in the chat.
And you know what's worse? The fact that he insists on always bringing Gundogan in. Why? Just bring Nico. Why do you have Nico on the bench?
Do you know what? That's for me because a few people in here are going at Kovacic, right?
No, Kovacic was good. It was good. It was not
When
bad.
Kovacic came on to, I don't know if there's a bit of an agenda with Kovacic, right? Because away from this game, this season, Kovacic, when he's played, has been good. When he
Are you
came
frozen?
on, have I frozen?
Now you're back.
Yeah, no. When Kovacic came on, I saw Kovacic putting in a few good challenges, right?
Yeah.
For me, Gundogan is a passenger.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Nico and Kovacic, because that's ultimately who I wanted to start was Nico and Kovacic. But I'm not even mad at how we started the game. Grealish was good. By the way, let's go back to the positives. Grealish for the second time in a week with a great ball over the top, right? So
yeah, he was playing well and until he got injured. It reminds me of the time he came on in the Champions League game 2, played very well, then got injured.
Yeah.
But you're right. This game, if you're serious, I think you bring in Nico. Some of those issues don't happen. Nico and Kova, they will cover the ground, and the defense won't have. If you have Nico, always there. But it was a simple subbing. Even everybody said it. Even some generals are saying, why don't you just bring Kusanov, right? Tell him to stay at the back there. He has Diaz this time.
Yeah.
He's Diaz next to him, Josko. And if you still want John Stones, somebody to tag in, tell John Stones to continue tagging in, if that's what you want. And then you have Nico, just flood that midfield. But this manager seems to, I don't know, he seems to have loyalty. He's like, oh, let Gundogan test the UCL ball. I just think he's done this Gundogan sub and Rico thing a few times, and we've lost. If you look about it, he's brought this view and just lost. But I don't know, man. I don't want to be negative.
See this one. No, do you know what? If we break it down, people, make sure there's 255 people in here. Please, please, please make sure you're hitting that like button. It will help the channel a lot. There's only 120 likes so far. So people, let's get those likes, because when we first started this channel, the ratio is almost 100 for 100. So let's get it up there. We need to be seeing 250 likes at very least. This is my thing, right? In fact, no, I'm gonna star this one. Where is it? I'm gonna star this one because I want to come back to it. I'm gonna put this one up first. So yeah, Pep got the starting lineup spot on. Feel sorry for the players that came off within 10 minutes to go. Players that came on let them down. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think the way we started the game, right? We started the game a little bit shaky. Do you know one thing that I found really interesting? If you think last year and the year before. I know last year we lost on penalties. Year before, obviously, we won 4-0. Those 2 years, both years, we looked like the more energetic team, right?
Yeah.
And in the space of one season, today, they look like the more energetic team from the start, right? Within one season, it's just completely switched round.
You know why though, isn't it? From the beginning, you remember that time when we were asking a lot of questions about them? They just started buying young midfielders. Remember? They just started stocking up on midfielders.
Yeah.
And also even Edison. Some keepers, especially the shot he gave to, like he saved and it went to Brahim Diaz. Some keepers hit it, like they push it. They try their best to push it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He just went.
Do you know what it was? It's that last, bro. You know what? I hate to say it, but it's just history repeating itself. It's 5 minutes of complete bozo-ness, and not just from him. They're like, ultimately, if you go back to Real Madrid, 3 years ago at the Bernabeu, where we were going through, we were qualifying, and then all of a sudden we collapse and concede 3 goals, right?
Yeah.
And it was trying to go for a goal we did not try and go for, right? Yep. Today, Edison had the ball, right? There was minutes left. All he had to do was just hold on to the ball. Why did he try and spring a counter-attack, right? Because usually if we'd get the ball in that position, we'd be running it into the corner and trying to waste time, right? Because at that point, we're 2-1 up going to the Bernabeu, where, do you know what? Based on the season we're having, I'm taking that all day long. So that, you're right, saved the first Brahim Diaz save, but wasn't good enough. But then Rico Lewis, uncomfortable conversations. Rico Lewis is weak as hell. The way he pulled out of that, someone said he should have put his head into it. No, or even this, look, Why didn't Rico just take Vinny's legs out on the third goal? Real talk. Real talk. Bring him down. Bring him down before he gets anywhere near the box. Red card, they've got a free kick miles away. That's fine. And you could see when Diaz came chasing back, he was running back to try and catch Vinicious. And I don't know if afterwards you could see him cursing. He was
he went.
Yeah. Appreciate the super chat, Andre. And
yeah, but now let's speak on this. Look, imagine if that was Kusanov. I'm pretty sure Kusanov starts splinting and he finds him. I think Kusanov finds him. It's just the tools are there. Like the tools are there. They've given you the tools in January. Use the tools. Because for me, when Akanji was going off, I was like, why is Lewis warming up? Come on, don't do this. Because let's not forget, he got skinned. I think he only had one good tackle. I was watching him, but he was getting skinned, and most of the time he was going through. Just go back to 4 centre backs. One of the best 1v1 centre backs in the French league, Kusanov. That's what he does. Give him, let him be 1v1. But I don't know, man. And right now, it's looking peak. And a lot of people say be positive, but you're not going away to Madrid with Rudiger back and most of the back line. Some of them will be back to say, oh, we're going there. If you want to go there, if you cook them we've cooked them there before, I think so, once or something, a few times.
Do you know the worst thing
Remember
is
the Jesus one? Remember the Jesus? I think that was at the
Bernabeu. Yeah. Do you know what I said? I said earlier as well. Someone said to me, is Bellingham having a good game? I said, no, he's been awful, but Bellingham will probably get the winner in the last minute.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I hate the guy as well. But here's the thing. I think for their I don't know if it was for their first or second, but KDB had a chance at the other end, and they pretty much countered from it. And I hate to say it, but did you see KDB doing much?
I say that.
We'll speak to you tomorrow, 8 p.m.
Look, I said it on a stream, and I've been saying it for a while, that this KDB obsession that City fans have, it's going to hurt you, because he's not him anymore. He's not it. And you know what? This is what we keep on talking about passengers. Even his corners, I'll rather have Omar Mamouche doing the corners, because
100%.
A bit of a threat. But KDB, and you know what I was thinking? For me, I was thinking when KDB went off, I was like, oh my God, maybe he'll bring in Omar, but leave Savinho, because Savinho was having a great game.
Savinho was good. Savinho was getting back. Savinho was doing everything. Savinho was doing everything I expected him to do.
You know who was non-existent, and Pep did not flinch eye to even look at him? Bernardo sometimes was non-existent. But
I hate to say it, but it is the thing. Is Bernardo? Do you know what? That's where I do still have hope that in the future, because I hate to say it, but Bernardo, De Bruyne, and Gundogan all have to go. And you know, all day today, right? So me and Steve both put our ideal lineups. People, please keep making sure you're hitting the like button. And both of our ideal lineups didn't have Foden or De Bruyne in, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was going, you lot are mad if you think we're getting absolutely cooked from Madrid if we don't play De Bruyne. And again, I've watched him today and thought there was times where De Bruyne had the ball in De Bruyne positions where he would usually shoot, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
And there was times where De Bruyne had the ball where he would usually play those De Bruyne passes, and he didn't, right? Yeah. It's just, and do you know what? That's the thing. It's fine. This is not us fucking criticizing De Bruyne over the last
time.
This is not, it's fine. He's 33, going on 34, been injured, but we can't just keep putting blind faith in De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Gundogan. There's room for one or maybe two of them.
That's the issue. I told people that it's good to start saying goodbyes now and start bringing somebody who's. That's why this Echeverri kid, the one Echeverri from Argentina, he plays number 10. He's very creative.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Do you know what?
Going well. Throw him in.
Devious Ducky, look, I know that your overall agenda is get Pep out, right? I understand you think that Pep is a problem and that Pep should go. Look, bro, at this point, I'm still giving Pep time. I'm not going to lie. Listen, if next season, right, we still, bro, it's a conversation, right? But I'm going to go back to first season Pep, getting the right players, and look what happened every season after that, yeah? I'm giving Pep, like, come on, man. But I hear you on this, yeah? Doku and Marmoush, second half, because Doku and Marmoush would have took a lot of pressure off of the defense, right? Because it would have given Real Madrid a lot more to think about. And no. And also, Nico, I don't know if did you see the Nico pass in the Leyton Orient game?
I saw it
over to Savio.
Yeah, it was a bit of Rodri. Like that's. But I told people. Do you know what I told people? I was saying that I was like, I know this man. I have seen this man before. I remember him dropping Rodri in the final. I was like, I bet you Nico will sit the bench because he just wants to play the trusted players.
Yeah.
Because if that was Rodri is coming on. It doesn't matter if Rodri is having a hip pain. He will bring Rodri on. It's just that, I don't know. Look, this season, it only hasn't been the players. It's also been the manager. I think he's going through a tough time, and I think it's also a tough season for him. That's why it's good maybe to give him a pass this season. But Gundogan shouldn't be looking at the midfield. And next week, if Nico is fit, you better just throw in Nico. And if you want a right back, just put Kosanov, because you are not going to the Bernabeu and then throwing Ugolo in there. And do you know what hurts me the most about this game?
Go on.
Tchouaméni was not bothered at all. Tchouaméni is a midfielder, and we didn't bother Tchouaméni at all. And we didn't bother that young, we won't mention his name, centre back. And then they were there for the taking. That defense was poor. But guess what? It's the more mature defense that showed issues. But it's not even Diaz. Diaz was not messing up. Fair play to Diaz. John Stones as a centre back didn't mess up. As a midfielder didn't mess up.
Vardy was absolutely brilliant.
Ake was good. So guess what? People are right. It's like Lewis who came in, and a few people came in, and then Ederson's.
I think Kevin Higgins is spot on. Rico Week, and who else did he say? I think the other one. I think he mentioned Ederson. For me, it's just frustrating because do you know what? Ederson made some good saves today as well.
He was the man of the match. I heard before that. Ederson.
He's man of the match before the mistake.
Yeah, that's what I think. A few TV commentators say they want to give it to him.
Yeah, maybe. And Kathy saying, we need a bruiser in defence. Guess what? We've got one. His name's Kuzanov. Sorry, just another super chat. Thank you to Gilmore Tees. Waiting for one KDB magical pass in 50 games is not enough anymore, sadly. Vardy is our standout player. Stone's great in CDM, but it was final part 2. You're spot on with the final part 2. In fact, you know what? Actually, you're spot on with everything there. Do you know what? Grealish in the last week has played 2 KDB passes.
What did I say? What did I say that people think I hate Grealish? But what was I saying that time, Daps? I keep saying, just give him the number 10. Give him the number. I said it. I think I said in the preview. I was like,
give him the 10 or 8.
I made a lineup and told people, I was like, look, the reason why I have frustrations with Jack, and I think it's all on Pep, is when Jack was coming at City, my initial idea was like, he's going to be the number 10. He's going to be the number 10 to tell KDB to go. But that's the thing I told people. It's the obsession of always depending on a certain player. I get it. KDB is KDB. But Jack, just give him the number 10 because he's got the legs. He would do better than most of these guys. And if you went, it's just suddenly he got injured. But if he's just a small injury, give him the number 10. I would rather see Jack is the number 10 and then Nico and Kova as the 2 and give Jack the freedom to just play in the midfield.
The thing is, Jack could play in a 10 or 8 role. I've been saying this, but I don't want to all of a sudden swing it to... someone said it here. Yeah, Grealish was supposed to be the Bernardo replacement, but Bernardo never left. Do you know what? The thing is, we don't know if Grealish did something. In the last 2 games, Grealish has actually given us a bit of hope that maybe there is still time. Because when we're looking at players, right, to go in the summer, right, we can't get rid of 8 players, right? We can't, yeah? That's not... So when we're looking at players, if I'm being completely honest with you right now, and of course I need a bigger sample section of games, but if I'm going off of recent games, then, and I'm going off of age, then there's still space in this team for Grealish over De Bruyne, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva.
Yep, I think people like this is the reason why when I was saying it doesn't matter if even Nico is coming or there's a defensive midfielder coming, if you even want to buy Douglas Luiz on top of that, I would rather have Douglas Luiz in this team around the team because he can play box to box. He can also play attacking.
But we just can't bring the thing is we can't let too many players leave, and like we need to keep a certain amount of players. Like I hear you with the Jack is injury prone, but Jack isn't a flop. This season, Jack's been a flop. He hasn't been a flop. But the truth is, what I'm saying is, hold on, what are you going on about? What? How can you watch today's game and your first take be sell Stones? Honest, how can that be your first take? Sell Stones.
You'll notice one thing, Dabs, in the chat. No one is saying sell KDB. People want him on a 2-year contract. I told people
this is a crazy thing. We can't, man.
The thing is,
bro, the other day,
right,
someone else is saying it. Thank you. I wish people, the thing is, right, we did a show, I think, on Saturday night, I think it was, and we were talking about KDB, right? Mm-hmm. And someone came in saying, and we were all saying we should sell him, and someone said, that's the worst take I've ever heard. It's so embarrassing. Bro, keeping De Bruyne and putting this blind faith in Kevin De Bruyne, like, I'm sorry, but tell me the last thing De Bruyne did. Like, are we not seeing that De Bruyne, the passing that De Bruyne had is gone?
Do you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to say the FA Cup score. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you. Oh, no, man.
And this is going to get, like, let me be clear. I've said this on so many shows. I am not a KDB hater. I fucking love the guy, right? But if we keep saying, no, we've got to start KDB must start, it's part of our downfall, right? Because next year, KDB is going to be the same age as Gundogan, right? You're looking at Gundogan right now, and look at the difference a year has made in Gundogan. So in a year's time, do we still want Kevin De Bruyne? Come on, man. We've got to let him go. We've got to let him go. Now, Rico Lewis. Do you know the frustrating thing with Rico Lewis? At points today, going forward, Rico Lewis was really good.
Yeah, but that's his thing, though. Don't forget that.
That's his thing, that he's a midfielder.
I think, to be honest with you, do you want me to be real with you? I would rather him play as a winger. I'll be like, Lewis, because there's a bit of defending in there. Play him as a winger. I think he would be a very good winger.
But he's an 8. He's an 8. He's a box-to-box, right? And the way he carries the ball forward, the way he passes, he's a central midfielder. He's not a fucking right back. And it pisses me off so much, bro. He's not strong enough to be a right back. Right?
I don't think he's strong enough to be a midfielder too. I think he's only strong if there's a very stable team. I think you need stability. Like, you need proper. Like, let's say if you've got two, let's say for instance you've got Rodri and Nico. I think that's when you can tell.
That's when it works. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, that's what I don't like, is when you have to sacrifice so much just for one player. You have to be magical then. You have to be Messi then. Come on, you have to be a superstar. I don't know. It's just what's the other frustration? And then Omar Mush came on and he looked like they were not even giving him the ball. They didn't give him much.
Sorry, just this one. No, sorry, not that one. Where was it? There was another one I saw. Someone. Here we go. That's why Pep played Rico over Cushy to invert. So I'm sorry, but you don't invert your fullback when it's against Vinicious Jr. Right?
This is what I kept on telling people. I was like, why is he doing this? And we had warnings. You know, we were given warnings. We just said Madrid were ass. But so sorry for my language. But we had warnings because he was also asking sometimes Josko to tack in, and then they were having opportunities. It's just I don't get it. It's just there is a way this City team could have just won this game in a dirty way. Like I'm telling you, some of these guys, some of those Hosanovs and these Akes and these and Diaz are the guys who can win you a game. Just tell them, guys, today there's no, yes, if you get the opportunity to pass the ball, it's good. But if you don't, just hoof it. Break them.
Yeah. Bro, I'm here for a hoof, by the way.
Yeah. But
I'm here for a hoof. When you're 2-1 up, when you're 1-0 up against fucking Real Madrid, I am here for a hoof all day long.
No,
bro, Rico Lewis should have hoofed. Do you know what? There's one point when Bernardo Silva flicked the ball up and hoofed it. Against Real Madrid, hoof the fucking ball. No problem with that at all. No problem. Clear your lines.
And how many times are we going to say this, Daps, that bring them down? Wasn't it the same issue that caused us against Real Madrid, where we said somebody was, even the other games we played in Madrid, were like, why didn't you bring him down? Get the free kick.
Yeah, 100%.
We played him many times. And that's the thing. There's a bit of softness in some of these players. And that softness is good when you have got maybe Ruben, what's his name? Rodri, handling the midfield for you. If you've got Rodri keeping the ball for you, then you can be that soft. But sometimes you have to get down and dirty.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Today, I think Ruben Diaz was everybody. Because Ruben Diaz was like, what the fuck? He was pissed off. He was like, what?
Bro, hold tight to Ludaguna in the house. Yeah, clear your lines. Bro, it's...
man.
And this is spot on. The solution was to keep the same tactics, just swap Kuzanov for Akanji.
Yep.
Literally, that is it. Bro, I'm telling you now, Kuzanov would have cleared that ball, or he would have took Vinicious the fuck out, right?
He was. That's what he's going to... Because what he was going to do is, with his speed, he was going to try run and then just cut him off.
Bro, I'm telling you, everything, there will be conversations in that dressing room afterwards, right? From between Ruben Diaz and Rico Lewis. Because the way Ruben Diaz came flying back and you could see so angry. Bro, do you know what? And actually, shout out to Haaland today. Haaland did everything asked of him today, Haaland. Everything asked of him. Bro, Haaland... And Haaland's actual involvement in his first goal, not just the finish, his involvement holding the ball up, laying it off, everything about that goal was beautiful. Haaland, salute to you. Haaland was fine today. Who else? Savio. Savio was good today. Got to give credit to him.
It was so good. I think they were clapping hands for him every time. And you know what? That's the thing. Do you see what Savio was doing as a winger? He was tackling, running, tracking back. Everything, and he was hoofing it out. You saw that Safi was hoofing it out, clapping hands. It's just that's why I think sometimes you need new players.
Yeah, hungry.
Did you see that the hunger was there? Yeah. And you know, pick up to Foden. People, I saw Foden. He came into this game well, and you know that one other thing that could have happened, instead of bringing in Gundogan for KDB, just put Foden down the middle. That's what he could have done. Just put Foden down the middle, and then if you want. Leave Savio and just bring Mamouche. That's
100%. Sorry, just quickly, Devious Ducky literally brought Gomez for the Champions League in his bench. Madness. Ducky, I'm being real with you. I hope we did not buy anyone for a one-off game, right? He was not bought. Gonzalez has been bought for our future. Yeah, I did say before this game, I hope no one For me, I don't really care that much about today. I don't, right? I care about the next 18 months, right? I do. Because if we're being honest, Blues, are we winning the Champions League?
No.
Right. Okay, cool. So I'm not mad about Gonzalez not playing today. Should have brought him on, maybe. Should have. But we certainly did not buy him just for the Champions League. Got a couple of super chats.
Go ahead.
Look at how it ended with Walker. Look how Spurs fans are talking about Son. Yep, that's how it ends if KDB overextends his stay. 100%, 1,000,000%, a billion %. And Kevin also.
People have to realize that there's a time that it comes where a player will become the villain, and it's going to happen. What's going to happen is, do you know what's going to happen? Let's give an example that Pep injects youth in this team, right? Do you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
KDB will become a passenger, and you guys will start making him the scapegoat. That he's not running, he's not tracking back. Everybody's tracking back. But anyway, we got to this.
And last one from KP Masters: how many times have we have two let down? How many times have How many times we have to let down Haaland? Also, what the fuck was that failed last-minute flick from Cover to Rico that led to the third goal? Get rid of him.
Do you see that flick by Kovacic? It's the same thing we're saying. Why don't you just hoof it?
So it's all right. So it's a bit of both of them, and thank you also to Kevin who's just sending a super chat in to support. So I think okay. So it was Kovacic that flicked the ball onto Rico, right? So yeah, the flick was poor, but I'll be honest with you, bro. Go and watch it back. Rico Lewis could have just put his foot through that. Rico Lewis was ball watching. He put his foot up in the air and was waiting for the ball to hit his foot. Right. And ultimately what happened is someone ran in, I think, was it Vinicious, ran in and ultimately took the ball off the end of Rico Lewis's toe. So I think they were both at fault for that, if I'm being honest. Yeah, well, look, where do we go from here? I mean,
it's Newcastle, isn't it?
Do you know the fucking right? Where we go from here is Kuzanov must start.
He won't, though. You know this man. He won't.
All right. So if Kuzanov doesn't start, is that because reminder, we've got Madrid in a week's time.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, it's frustrating. I'm not lying, Patrick. I'm going out there, and it's like,
you know what? Let me even say this. There is a lot of people who have been on Nunes' back, but Nunes has been doing a bit of defending sometimes. Yes, he gets skinned, but he's been trying. Nunes at least has been trying. It's just.
Do you know what? At this point, though, I'll be honest with you. I'm just sat here thinking, why are we even having a conversation about Nunes or Rico, right? Because Nunes is not a right back, right?
Yeah, Rico is not a right back.
Rico is not a fucking right back.
We didn't want to pay for that Cambiaso guy. If we know we have no right.
We started the game with 4 or 5 centre backs. We had a centre back on the bench with pace and strength, and we did not bring him on. Right? So Nunes should not even be a conversation. Play Kuzanov.
So you also play him against Newcastle to just prepare him for Tuesday, isn't it? Basically. Yeah. I hope he does that. And I hope he does that because where we are right now is, let's not forget, Newcastle, I know that sometimes they're up and down, but that midfield of theirs is also very, very physical. So it's going to be another physical battle.
Yep.
I hope I don't see Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and Gundogan because you know Pep. He thinks, let me keep the ball, but these guys can't keep the ball anymore. As I said, I think people have been very unfair on Kova. But where we move forward is maybe let's just concentrate on the Newcastle game. Is it home and away? Is it home? It's away, isn't it?
No, it's at home. It's at home.
Maybe that's a good game to do something. But I don't know. Who do you drop? Do you drop KDB in this Newcastle game? Well, how do you see forward?
1,000,000% we have to, bro. Otherwise, that Newcastle midfield with that end. Right. Do you know what? There's a comment here. I'm sorry, but I've been saying this from. I know there's people that really, there's an element of our fan base, right? And do you know what? All of us were excited today. A little Champions League run would be great, right? 100%. However, I have been saying for the longest, my focus this season is on top 4 football, right? Now, do you know what? I'm actually even looking at the FA Cup and going, with all the teams knocked out the FA Cup.
That's our only.
Do you know what? That would be. That's the truth. Where we are this season, that is the truth, right? So I kind of am like, now, how much do we actually put into this second leg?
I don't know. Like,
by the way, I believe after the second leg, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got Liverpool.
Yeah, we have Liverpool, yeah.
Right, okay, so right now, we do not have the facilities to win the Champions League, right?
No, we don't.
And even with the players we've brought, you cannot expect players to come in, hit the ground running. Certainly not all 4, right? I believe the ratio is usually 50-50.
Yeah,
right?
but don't forget they decided to put Scott Carson in and did not put the kid Victor in.
Yeah, either way, it's Champions League, bro. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, do we have the facilities to win the Champions League this season?
No. We don't.
We do not, yeah? And I've been saying this before Christmas to LB and Martin. I was on a show with them and I was saying, in my eyes, where we are right now, we need to, I wouldn't be mad if we went out the Champions League so we can focus on the Premier League. Because whenever they're on order, my glasses, they're on order. They are on order. They're taking a while, I know, but they're on order. The longer we stay in this Champions League, the more we put our efforts into this Champions League, the more we're going to... I mean, today, Akanji, hamstring, potentially. Grealish, 2 players injured, right?
Okay, maybe even.
Okay, right? So, potentially, 3 players injured, right? Now, we have Newcastle at home and we have Liverpool at home.
Mm-hmm.
What is more important? The second leg at the Bernabeu, which we never really win at, or Liverpool at home and Newcastle at home?
I think the two games at home are more important. Because if, let's say, for instance, at the end of the day, look, if we managed to rob a 3-1 today, let's say a 3-1, and we were consistent and we won 3-1, you could say, okay, maybe they want to go and... But right now, I think just concentrate on the home games. Because I'm telling you this, I'm not trying to be negative. I don't think those boys are just going to pack the bus and hit us on the counter, even at their home. But also, if Rudiger is back and some of the defenders are back and they decide to get the breaks off, don't forget today they were chilled because I think they were scared of their own defense. But I think if
at home with
Madrid team decides, if that Madrid team decides to say, well, today we're going to skin you, I think they would skin us and it would be bad.
Yeah.
So just
focus.
And
what's that like for... But it's just a... Do you know what the mad thing is, yeah?
I think it's just pride that's making us say, "Oh, let's go to the Bernabeu and do something."
But here's and it's this right, bro. We can't focus on the next couple of weeks. We have to focus on the next 18 months, right? Because this is about whether Manchester City stay a top club or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
These players we've brought in, we need to take this season, embed in them, so that next season get a few more in the summer and go again. Now, if we go all out for that Champions League. Are we really? What's the chances of us beating beating Real Madrid? Sorry, at the Bernabeu.
Okay, let's just even paint this. Let's say we go there and pull off a miracle. Things can happen, right? Pull off a miracle. Our next game is between Liverpool and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
and trust me, eventually you're gonna meet Liverpool. Eventually you're going to meet.
We're gonna meet them.
You meet Arsenal. You meet Liverpool. You're gonna meet this. I'm telling you, there is no hope, and we're very far away right now. Dabs. Let's not forget these are the playoffs. We haven't reached the quarterfinals, the semis, or anything, so we're still far away. So we still can get smoked wherever we're going. So I don't know. I'd rather focus on the Premier League games, but I don't know how he's gonna think. I don't know if it's gonna be pride that he thinks he can go away to Madrid and get something, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Hold tight, Foggy, in the chat. Right. KP Masters is saying we need to come to the realization that Pep is willing to die on his hill of playing the old guard and stale facts. It will continue till Khaldoon intervenes. I hear you. I think it's ending at the end of this season. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to say. Do you know what? It's so hard to say, fuck the Champions League, right? It really is, right? But at this point, I just think it's 2 steps. I'm going to say 2 steps too far. And like I said, so right now, I'd say we probably rest De Bruyne against Newcastle, play him against Real Madrid, and then rest him against Liverpool. I'll be real with you, bro.
Yeah. So yeah. That look. I wouldn't mind that at all. I don't know. Do we play against Newcastle? Do we play Foden as a number 10? Is that what we're looking at?
Bro, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. All I'm thinking about Newcastle is fucking hell, long day, Newcastle. It's that midfield, right? And I'm telling you now, right? A midfield with Gundogan or Kevin De Bruyne in gets so overrun. Nico has to start against Newcastle and Liverpool for me. Has to, yeah. Like I'm at the point now where I hate to see it. I want to see a rested team against Real Madrid. I want to see against Real Madrid. We need to now be going out with a second string team.
Wait, so are you against Madrid? Are you playing Omar Mamouche as a striker? Then you're playing Marketing as a midfielder. Are you just going Doku winger? Put Doku in the wings. You'll probably maybe be fit. So you're basically just going. Maybe do that. Maybe just put the kids. Nico O'Reilly.
Well, all I'm saying is right. For me, the focus must be on the Premier League, right? Must be. Because if we do not get top 5 football, if we don't get Champions League football next season, that then impacts part of our rebuild.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it impacts part of our rebuild. We have to focus right now on like our focus. This is what I mean, and I was saying it before the game. I was saying it to Cass, and I've said it to a few people. I know we've all got up for this Champions League thing, but sometimes it's just one step too far. In this season, like who are we trying to? I don't know. It's almost like because Chelsea did it once. Then like, oh well, why can't we? But
But
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look at where Chelsea have been since the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
Look at where they've been. What do we want to be where Chelsea have been for the last 4 or 5 seasons? Since Chelsea won the Champions League, they've done fuck all, right?
Yeah.
So
and that's the pickups. I think a lot of people have this hope that we've seen shit teams win it. Yeah, but the shit teams had a bit of stability a bit. They were bad, but it's not like they had a bit of legs. It was just a team that was not doing good, but they had legs in them. Like that Chelsea team had youth in it, had the youngsters in them, had people.
True.
At the end of the day, if you want to get lucky, you have to be able sometimes to just outrun the opponents or just do magic stuff. Yeah. But this City team can do magic, but they can't hold on. Because I said it here when it was 2-1. I was like, now we're gonna lose.
Do you know the frustrating thing? When we were 1-0 up, I'll be honest with you, there's a period when we were 1-0 up that we were actually starting to look like City from last season and the season before. We're starting to pop the ball about and look nice. It's just the confidence is absolutely blown and we just fuck up every single time.
And it's all mistakes from the back.
Yeah. It's I hate to say it's bozo moments. Like, can anyone... There's 261 in here, 244 likes. We're going to end soon, but please keep getting those likes up. This is going to redirect over to Never a Foul as well, where Patrick's going to be on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Diaz make any mistakes today?
I don't think so.
Did Vardiel?
No. Okay, no.
Did Stones? No, Ake made one. But Ake made one with a weak first touch. But
he did. But
he then got back and covered for it.
He saved us like 4 times.
Yeah.
And box,
I hate to say it. It's the same culprits with bozo moments.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's the same fucking culprits. Anyway.
And you know what? You know what's funny before we go? There was no Kyle Walker for us to blame.
No.
This was the man we're blaming all season. We were all saying this is the man who's taking us to hell, and we were making videos about him. But now look at this. I don't know. You're right though. I think Tuesday, forget it. I know people say you're being a coward, but forget it. What are you gonna do? I don't even see it in a slight way. I don't even think. And if the players start giving a speech saying let's go Tuesday, I'll just say please don't gas up. Don't gas up. Let's go Newcastle. Let's go Liverpool. We're grand. We have just accepted it. But I don't know. We'll see anyway. We'll see. And the manager better start cooking with people he has, because if you're in difficult situations, people will start pointing. I told people that after he buys those defenders, people start pointing that why don't you play them? Because people are tired of seeing the other defenders with both.
Yeah, bro. Look, the thing is, I do understand that Pep is like Pep. I actually. When the lineup came out today and people going, that lineup is so mad, right? I actually said, do you know what? Yeah. When Pep played 4 at the back for the first time, everyone thought that was mad, right? Let's see what he's doing. And I'll be honest, first half, I was like, It's worked, right?
Can I ask you something before we go? Do you know the position that KDB is? And let's say, for instance, KDB wasn't doing much. What if he decided to just sub Omar Mamouche to play as the number 10 behind Haaland? I think
I'm not mad at that. That's what,
the
like he did against
trouble for Madrid.
like he did against Chelsea.
Yeah, just play him behind the
No,
Bruyne.
I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. Bro, I'm not mad at the lineup that Pep put out.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated at the substitutions.
Yeah.
And it's like the substitutions is where he's making the mistakes and going with the old guard. Right. And that's where the mistakes are. It's his in-game management. It's substitutions at the moment. He's thinking that bringing on the experience is gonna see out games, but ultimately it's not. It's not working. It's not working. And you are right. Do you know what? Vitor Hayes, I think, is gonna need a little longer, maybe. But I want to see more of Kuzanov. We've only seen. Correct me if. In fact, no. Do you know what? We saw the second half Kuzanov in the FA Cup is really good. So substitutions poor. But listen, thank you to everyone that's been on. I'm going to go and get my head right because my head's all over the place at the moment.
Yeah.
Patrick, you're going to go and represent City on Never a Foul. This is redirected, so stay where you are. It'll go straight over to Never a Foul. And tomorrow night, myself, Steve, Nobbins, Martin, and Tone will be back at 8 p.m. So make sure you're here. Night to everyone. And listen, bring on the Magpies.
Hopefully we win.